Hello and welcome back to another episode of Chat Beer Get Banged. With me, your host, Adam Zappel, and my co-host...
My cunt. What? Find my name funny? Swat.
Theme tune!
I forgot the piano, so it's going to be... Na 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 na. Chat Beer Get Banged.
Hey! What's on the menu this week, Kieran?
We've got five beers, mate.
Five
beers. Now, we did promise to do a brew by numbers, because I slagged them off last week. I still haven't tasted any of their beer. But we'll do that next week, shall we?
Yeah, that's a good idea. We've got a bit of a special announcement to make, because we promised a competition winner last week, didn't we?
We only had 2 entries.
We had 2 comments on the last video, so we thought rather than splitting them, we're just going to say that the 2 people that commented with their choice of beer are both winners. The beer choices were from Special Agent Fairbrother, Disco Balls by Shiny Brewery, and from Marie Oliver, Sprat Waffler, which is a great name for a beer. So well done, you 2. You get 6 cans of beer of our choosing.
It's absolutely not stuff that's out of date that we want to get rid of. That's not your prize. We're giving you the latest, greatest.
We're giving you the cream of the crop.
Some stuff, anyway.
So, Disco Balls a Sprat Waffler.
Should we start with them?
Yeah. So, Marie, this is for you. This is a Sprat Waffler. We'll tell you if it's any good. 3.7, lovely can. Nice and eye-catching. With a kind of line drawing with some crude colour of a fisherman. Is that what a Sprat Waffler is?
That's Kanye West making love to his fish.
Oh, right. Cool. Right, what we're looking at here. Very hazy. Very hazy. It's, am I allowed to sniff it? Or do I have to just go straight in and drink it?
Straight in and drink it, mate.
No, I'm sniffing it. Oh, it smells nice.
It's opaque.
I tell you what. For a 3.7% session pale, which is not really something I'd go for. I'm usually like...
3 point what?
3.7.
I'm not going to bother drinking that, mate.
Why? Try it.
It's only 3.7. What's the point? What is the point? Seriously, I'd have to school one to get any kind of buzz.
So Kieran drinks purely to get drunk rather than for the flavour of the beer. Would you like to know what the ingredients are on this?
No.
I'm going to tell you anyway. It is Marisotta, Pilsner, flaked oats and flaked barley is the malt bill. It's a single hop, Citra, and the yeast is New England, hence the haziness, I guess. It's 3.7%. The IBU, for those at home that don't know what IBU means, Kieran, can you tell me?
International Bitterness Units.
Yeah, that'll do. The original gravity was 1042. The final gravity was 113, and the EBC is 5. EBC, I don't know what it stands for, but I think it's.
I'm going to accuse these guys of oversharing. No one cares about all that stuff.
Well, I think it's quite interesting. So, I care.
Yeah, if you're a home brewer or somebody weird like that.
Well, come on, you not try it. On the nose, loads of lemon, loads of Citra lemon.
Ooh. No. Yes. Oh, it's all right, isn't it?
It's well easy to drink.
It's quite cold.
On a day like this, what is it outside? 30 degrees, we're sitting in an air-conditioned
I think
shop.
it suits being quite cold, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
And it's quite fizzy.
Very fizzy.
Refreshing.
Yeah.
It's a refreshing beer.
It is absolutely refreshing. You could drink that all day.
It actually looks like Robinson's barley water. You wouldn't want to serve this at the tennis, though.
I don't know, I think it'd go down a treat. That's a really nice beer. I'm really impressed with that. Time and Tide, this is. Time and Tide.
I like the logo of Time and Tide.
Yeah, it's like an octopus or something.
It's an octopus. It's a really cool little squid man octopus. But then they've got this drawing on the can that's just rubbish.
Yeah.
It's like it's like a kid's drawing.
No, it's got some style to it. Anyway, it's a good beer. I like it. I think it's a good beer. What are you saying, Kieran? out of 5.
Yeah, it's fine. How much is it?
340 of your earth pennies.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
3.4 credits of the realm.
I'm not going to say that's too expensive. I think that's...
Oh, it's
you
good.
like that kind of beer?
Yeah.
You're a sucker.
Don't blame me for no sucker.
No, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? It's good.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Next beer, mate.
next beer is chosen by Special Agent Fairbrother, and it's, I believe, it's one of his all-time favourite beers.
Disco Balls.
Disco Balls by Shiny Brewery.
I've got some thoughts on this.
Go on.
There's a category of beer we've not really explored yet, and that's beer that's been bottled or canned by predominantly real ale producing breweries.
Mm-hmm.
So we've mainly focused on craft breweries so far, as I understand the term, and Shiny might argue that they're a craft brewery, you know, just the same way Batemans argue that they're a craft brewery. There's in the news saying, well, you know, what does craft mean? Crafted, you know,
handcrafted.
Yeah, but they're not. They're a family brewer, and Shiny are predominantly a cask ale brewer, which is it's not the same as craft.
I think Shiny are quite. They're one of the few breweries that I would say that they've got a good split of cask production and craft production, like cans and keg versus cask. So.
Okay.
Basically, this Disco Balls is in can, but they also do Disco Balls in a bottle.
I get your point. They're not like someone like Mallinson's who have had to start bottling because they only produce cask and they have to start bottling because of lockdown. Or somebody like... Who's the other one? Who's just put it into cans? Brewster's. Someone like Brewster's who've put it into cans for the first time, because they've got no choice because of lockdown, right? So I understand. Okay, Shiny would probably canning and putting stuff in key keg before this happened.
Yeah.
But my point is that some of these guys who produce cask, like Mallinson's, have got a fantastic range of beers that they've put in bottles, and it's just as good as the craft brewers stuff, but it's a lot fairer price because they're used to selling cask, and it's 500ml bottles mostly as well.
These are 440ml cans.
They also do 500ml bottles.
Yeah.
Of Disco Balls. They vary it.
Yeah.
They vary it.
So what is your point?
My point is, don't overlook some of the quote marks real ale producers putting stuff in can or bottle format. Just like last week, I convinced you about the Sam Smiths, mate. You remember that?
Yeah.
That was a big win.
Shall we just stop talking now and try the beer?
Sorry, mate. A bit of a rant there.
Yeah. Bit of a convoluted explanation.
I'm not against craft, but you have to, you know, and the definition of craft might have shifted. There is a definition though, and this isn't. This I wouldn't say this is craft beer.
It is. It's like a West Coast, so there's not much on the nose. There's not much hoppiness on the nose, but it's got a robust, bitter sweetness. Right? It's quite a good mouthfeel. I think.
Actually, that is a craft beer, yeah.
It's really bitter, really bitter. It's very different to the last, but it looks very similar.
I've had this on cask and it's a different beer.
Yeah, definitely.
This is not the same as it would be on cask.
It's a great beer, but it's not going to set the world on fire. I think it's a premium 5.3, so it's a middle of the road. It's neither sessionable nor is it.
I think Special Agent likes it because it's 5.3 and it's easily drinkable, and he likes to get tiddly.
But the question is, he usually goes for the bottles of Disco Balls. Would he be swayed to drink the can because he's
Is it different from the bottle? You think? I never tried one of the bottles.
Yeah,
different from the cask. It's a different beer.
The way it's housed is going to change the beer, I guess.
There you go. Craft beer comes in cans and tastes different.
No, you've had it here.
That's my definition. Well, I'm going to finish that. It's lovely.
It is nice. Ooh. So we go. Should go.
Hang on, no.
What?
Let's do one more beer. Then let's have the news items.
Yes.
Then we'll do the 2 final beers.
Yes.
And then we'll do another competition to get rid of some of this old stock we've got. I mean,
this new stuff that we want to push.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So next beer is the Marble beer at 4.2 North South Petite India Pale.
What?
It's called North South Petite India Pale. I'm not sure where the name comes from. Has it got a blurb on the back?
Petite referring to the
North,
ABV?
Yeah, I guess so. North South is a petite IPA. Lots of enigma, backed up by Amarillo, Azaka and Lemon Drop. It brings flavours and aromas of soft stone.
What?
Soft stone fruit and zesty lemon and orange. Whilst wheat and Vienna provide a full rounded malt base.
Oh, Vienna!
Yeah, that's this is.
Is that a hop?
How much is it? Disco balls? $3.90 a can, yeah.
Is it $3.90?
$3.90, yeah. It's $3.90 for 5.3. It's not bad. This Marble beer is $4.60. It's a bit on the pricey side.
It's a pint can.
It is a pint can, yeah.
Marble.
No, it's 500 mils, not a pint can.
It's a pint if you pour it properly.
How can it be?
Because you get a head on it.
Fundamentally, there
comes
is
up to the top of the pint glass.
68 mils missing.
No, but bubbles are more mils, aren't they? Because they expand. Do the science, dickhead.
Alright, you can pour your own.
Thanks, I will. I've noticed, Alex, you know when I'm editing this podcast, I've noticed that this sound a lot. And that's you trying to make a point, banging your can on the bar. Oh, listen to me. Twat. What colour is it?
It's very similar to the last one. It's
yellow, mate. Yellow.
Yellow
is the word you're looking for. Not straw.
No, it is straw, mate. It's straw colour.
It's yellow. All right.
Goldilocks.
All right. What colour is straw?
What?
It's yellow, isn't it?
It's a shade of yellow, yeah, I guess.
Oh, thanks. Thanks very much.
It's all right. I'm not disagreeing with you, mate.
Not disagreeing. Yeah. Come on. It's the same. These are all very similar.
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
In looks.
I'm beginning to not be able to see the wood for the trees.
No. Right. I'm prepared to be blown away by this because Marble's got a great reputation. And well done, Marble, for doing bigger cans, and not the priciest. Despite your great reputation, you're not like
it could be a help.
You're not like Cloudwater.
So this is a 4.2 session pale, packed full of some great hops. Initial impression.
It's always all about the hops for you, isn't it, mate?
Well, yeah. Right, yeah, I am.
You never say, "Oh, a lovely bit of malt in this beer."
I did last week.
You never say.
I did last week.
You never say. Oh yeah, you mentioned yeast as well last week.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, I must have had an infection.
You never say, "Oh, the water they've used in this is brilliant," because the water's the main thing, isn't it? The liquor.
Burtonising water. Yeah. Right. Okay. The reason I'm
Burtonising water.
Yeah. That's the thing.
You've just repeated something that you've read there. You don't know what you're on about.
I don't know I don't know what goes into Burtonising water, but you can send a sample off to a lab, and they shut up.
Wait, no.
Shut up.
Go on.
You send a sample of your water off to a lab, and then they send you back what you need to add to it to make it the fabled Burton water.
Bollocks, mate. What you do, you fill up a swimming pool, you dip Richard Burton in it for 10 minutes, and then you've got Burtonised water.
Yeah. Cool story. What do you reckon to this? I think it's, out of these nice pale session ones, I think it's my least favourite.
Oh, right, really?
Oh,
I haven't tried it yet. One sec.
It's like, do you know what? For me, it's like a really hoppy lager.
Nothing wrong with lager.
No.
And nothing wrong with hops. So what's your complaint?
It's not hoppy enough.
Oh, man.
Shall I use that word again, Kieran? That word that you love?
Hoppy.
No. It's not dank enough.
Dank.
No, okay. Again, it's.
What do you do when you're not drinking beer? You go and chew on some bark or something.
Well, I like cinnamon, and actually, that is the bark of a tree. We're rambling on a little bit. It's a good beer. It's a good beer, but it's not my favourite of the three that we've had so far. I would give that a solid 3.33
out of 5.
Yeah.
What were the other? Did we score the other ones?
No, I was trying to get you, but you were waffling on about something. Disco balls, 3.5, and Sprat Waffler. I'm going to go 3.75. I like that's my favourite, despite its low ABV. I think it's really nice.
Oh, okay. I actually prefer this one.
Yeah, you like the marble.
Now. The marble.
What's it called?
North South Petite India Pale Ale.
Brilliant.
So we've had North South, we've had East and West. We're covering all the points of the compass. Any of these India Pale Ales actually from India or what?
No. Do you want me to go on my rambling story again about how IPA came to be?
No, we'll just refer people back to the last podcast.
Okay. See, last podcast for a boring anecdote.
It's not an anecdote because you weren't there.
Well, I could have been.
You could have been. You could have been reincarnated now. Yeah. So you used to be a brigadier, yeah? In a past
brigadier bum wiper. Anyway, right. What's on the news, mate? What's caught your attention in the news world?
You go first.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, I was just skimming through the World Wide Web, and I did notice that there's quite an interesting movement happening. You like that word, don't you? Movement. There is a petition that's been set up. Let's refer to my piece of paper. There is a proposed increase in tax by the government on small brewers, and the petition has been set up to try and get this re-talked about in Parliament.
Yeah.
And in the first day of it being open, it reached 7,000 signatures, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's been open less than 24 hours. So my advice to you guys to help the beer industry and the small independents is get onto YouGov and find this petition and sign it.
My advice to you is don't do that unthinkingly. And here's the counter argument for that. They're not doing it. It's not a tax increase. They're taking away a tax exemption. So Gordon Brown brought in the rate of relief on small breweries, and small breweries sprang up everywhere after that because suddenly they were viable businesses. Yeah. The idea was for those small breweries to then use that tax relief to grow their business and become bigger breweries. A lot of them have stayed small, and they're now undercutting family-sized brewers. Not the big boys, they've got the economy of scale. I'm talking about like the likes of Batemans, the medium-sized family brewer.
Yeah.
And let's not forget everything's relative, right? In America, Fuller's would be classed as a microbrewery.
Yeah.
So would Marston's.
Yeah.
So it's all relative, right? When we talk about size of breweries.
Yeah.
But one-man bands, microbreweries, they get this rate relief, and they're supposed to use that to grow. Some of them have been using it to subsist and to, especially in the cask beer market, to undercut people. I'm not saying they're all guilty of this, and I'm not saying it's rife, but it's one of the unintended consequences of the tax exemption. And it's a tax exemption. It's not. They're not trying to increase stuff. They're just taking away the discount that people had.
Okay, so a counter argument to that is that why are they proposing this now when after 5 months of
we need some more money in the coffers, mate, of the tax man, because he's paying your furlough.
Breweries and pubs are on their knees, struggling to make ends meet because they've been forcibly shut down, and then they want to go kick you in the balls and say your tax exemption. No, we're going to have that back. You can start paying tax. I think it's a bit insensitive and ill-timed. So I, for one, will be signing the petition because it's become the bread and butter of this industry. These small, like you say, they make it financially viable. and we need them, and they need us. So,
okay, I'll take your point.
Say no more.
Yeah, my news this week is I got this through the door this morning. It's a letter from Sam Smith's, and Sam Smith's are doing a pub in a box. You get a bottle of lager, a bottle of the pale ale, and a chocolate stout. And they've sent this to us because we're on the mailing list, I suppose. But to me, it just kind of indicates how the industry's changing now, when even Sam Smiths are recognising that drinking at home is something that more and more people are going to do.
Yeah, they are basically all about the pubs, the environment. A lot of thought and effort has been put into making a really comfortable environment for all walks of life.
Yeah, I mean, the controversial company, but they never talk to the media and explain their decisions.
Yeah, they're ruthless,
but they do things their own way.
Mm. And it's been successful, and that's why you can go into a Sam Smith's pub and have a pint of mild for £1.50 or whatever.
They did recently increase the prices.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's £1.64 for a pint of mild now.
Bastards.
Mate. Yeah.
Bastards, I won't be going there.
Anyway, what really tickled me about this is in their description of the pale ale, they say, we reviewed this last week.
Yeah.
They said it's a style-defining pale ale which is malt forward.
What is it, Kieran?
Malt forward.
Sorry, I can't hear you, mate.
Malt forward.
Malt forward?
Which was the phrase Alex used last week to describe it, and I called him out on using such a hipsterish phrase to describe a traditional beer.
How can it?
Now Sam Smiths have done it.
How can it be hipster when Sam Smiths are doing it? The most traditional of breweries in the country. And they're referring to one of their beers, describing one of their beers as, what is it?
Malt forward.
Thank you. Right.
Apparently the lager has got a fruity hop character.
Yeah.
Has it?
I'm not a big fan of the lager. Yeah, I think there's better lagers out there.
Do you know what fucks me off?
A lot of things, I think, mate. A lot of things.
It's the word hoppy. Because you get people walking to the bar and they say, "You got anything hoppy?" And you have to kind of figure out what they mean. Or they say, "Have you got anything like IPA?" And you have to figure out what they mean by IPA, right? But hoppy in particular, there's a million different types of hops. So you have, but if you say to them, "What do you mean by hoppy? What kind of hops do you
give you an
like?"
answer. It's a buzzword that they've been fed.
And we know what, but the thing is, the twatty thing about it is, I know what they mean. They mean New World hops. They mean Citra, Mosaic, and Laurel.
But people,
that's what they mean. And so you can kind of have, but it just winds me up, mate.
Yeah, but also I think you have to kind of read between the lines. But hoppy can be incredibly bitter, incredibly dry. Because that's where the beer gets its bitterness, is the hops going early in the boil.
No, it gets its bitterness from the IBU content.
Yeah. Good one.
You have to add IBUs to the beer.
Ibus. Yeah, you have to.
Stick
where'd you buy them?
Ibus in it.
Where'd you buy them?
They look like urinal cakes, and they melt like Alka-Seltzer in the cask.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Yeah, all right. Well, that's probably not completely accurate, but we'll go with it, Kieran. Should we do East versus West?
Yeah, next beer, please.
Next
beer.
What are we going for now? We've got a collaboration.
It's a tiny can.
It's a 330.
It's a tiny can.
Tiny can for tiny people. It's a collaboration between the Salt Brewing Company, I think they call themselves, and those lovely people in Hebden Bridge, Vocation,
great brewery.
Sold themselves to the devil.
No, not really. Tesco's not the devil, mate. Tesco's quite a useful thing to have in your neighbourhood. What you're saying is they sell to supermarkets.
Yeah.
Everyone uses supermarkets.
This is called Double Attitude. It's in the mix, limited run, hot collab. It's 8%. It's a West Coast double IPA at 8%. You want to pour some?
Yeah. These guys talk the talk, yeah.
So
previously, Vocation, we've had them in cask, and they really walk the walk as well.
They do, yeah. But I'm not
Salt.
I'm not familiar.
Overpriced.
I'm not familiar with Salt.
Salt are the trendiest thing going.
Where are they based? Yorkshire.
Probably Manchester or Bristol.
Right. What do you reckon on the nose? It's like sticky sweet pear drops. Yeah?
Yeah?
Can you get that?
Yeah. Sticky sweet pear drops?
Yeah. I don't know, I can't really describe it anyway. This is a West Coast IPA, so it's not really synonymous with a big hop aroma.
Ooh, that's quite pleasant. I wouldn't say that was 8%.
No, that's definitely 8%. That's got a really hard-hitting bitter sweetness. That it's quite cloyy. Do you know what I mean?
I'm disagreeing with you here, mate. I think this is easy drinking.
Wow. It's not overly bitter, is it?
No, I don't think so. Maybe it's because I'm a little bit tipsy now, but this is the best beer so far.
Right. Okay, let's move on to the last one. Let's go over to the East Coast. This is actually in the style of a New England IPA, which is on the East Coast of America, New England, and it's also brewed on the East Coast of England. Do you know where?
Let me guess. Kent.
No, it's Tyneside. This is Alpha Delta. I think you've...
Did you hear about the Geordie guy who put coconut and chocolate in his peas pudding?
No.
Well, his wife said, that tastes a bit sweet, pet. He said, aye, it's bounty.
Yeah, great. There you go.
Tumbleweed over there.
Yeah. So, there is pretty much no information on this can. It's quite a good design. It looks quite 80s. Looks like an Aha album cover, isn't it?
Right, now.
They're called Alpha Delta.
Immediate problem with this can.
Go on.
It's in Greek. How are you supposed to read it?
I don't know.
Look, what would you say? What's the beer called?
Ursa. ERSA.
Right, but what are those two characters on the front? One's clearly an A.
Yeah.
What's the other one? It's a triangle.
It's just a triangle, yeah. It's not in the Greek alphabet, mate. You don't get a triangle in the Greek alphabet. It's not in Greek. It's just
what fucking language is it?
It's nothing. It's a symbol. It's a shape, dude. I'm guessing
They've used a letter and then a shape. Is it called a triangle? Is this beer called a triangle? And the actual name of the beer is in little print at the bottom. It's confusing.
I don't think it is particularly confusing, mate. We know that is their logo. This is
it?
Well,
what's the brewery called?
Alpha Delta.
So why have they used a triangle instead of a D? Is the D upside down? Is it the wrong way around?
Graphic design, mate.
Graphic design.
It's aesthetically pleasing. I quite like the can. It's got a kind of rainbow leopard print on it with a visage-esque face. Oh, it's good. It's a New England IPA, if I hadn't said that already.
Another New England IPA.
Right,
Is this the trendy style at the minute? Is this the style of the moment?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
What's the next big thing? I mean, we're not exactly bleeding edge. We're not
Stouts.
We're not the triple hot podcast, mate. We haven't got.
You've got a real thing every single week. Every single week. We're not triple hot.
Until we get a cease and desist from the lawyers, we'll carry on.
You can try this.
What?
Oh,
you want me to try
what?
it? Okay, no, not another one.
Wow, that's a big beer.
May I?
What are you getting? What flavours?
Really
hoppy, quite dry.
Crafty.
You having a bit more?
Yeah.
It's all the beers today have been really similar in colour.
They look the same. I wouldn't be able to distinguish them.
Oh, you're an idiot. This is the most opaque. It's quite. Remember that side of Cheddar Valley? No, you're not listening.
Yeah, I do. I've drank it in Cheddar Valley, mate, because I
boss.
like cider.
Oh, good.
I like cider, unlike beer. I mean, sorry, don't take that back.
My taste buds are knackered today. What am I trying to get? What flavour? It's really, full of grapefruit.
I know you're hungover, mate, but I think we're going to have to do a retake of this whole podcast. We're going to have to drink all these again.
Why?
Why? Because you've not been very professional today, to be honest with you.
Well, it's a bit of fun, isn't it?
Hops. What's maltodextrin, mate? It contains maltodextrin.
As an adjunct. Mm-hmm.
Right. What's an adjunct?
It's an additive.
Right. And why have they put it in here?
It's sugar. I think it's. Dextrin.
Wouldn't it be allowed on the purity laws? Would it?
Well, no, it's not. It's not. We're not in Germany, are we? There is no purity laws over here.
No.
But the Germans would never produce a beer like that because they can't.
No, they can. They just can't call it beer.
Right.
It's like you can make a pasta, but you can't call it Cornish. It's like that, mate.
It's like champagne.
Yeah.
It's sparkling wine.
Yeah. If you called it champagne, SHAM, you'd be fine.
Because it's a sham. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it.
So this is a sham beer.
This is a sham beer, right? But it's not.
Maltodextrin.
It's not though. It's
cheating.
Cheating.
You've cheated, Alpha Delta, with your maltodextrin.
I don't think you can necessarily call it cheating, can you?
Yeah.
But without it, would the beer taste different? Yeah, probably, and it would be detrimental to the beer. I think this is a very good beer. I would say this is my favourite of the day.
Is it?
Yeah, because
Okay.
because I'm a New England IPA fanboy.
All right.
No, you're not like.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just the same as all the others.
There does come a time.
Apart from the vocation, that's the best because it's worth drinking, mate.
It is quite. The two beers are very, very different. I wanted to do a direct comparison. I think the two
Did you?
the West Coast IPA by
Is it 6.9? The Greek beer, is it 6.9?
Greek beer, the Geordie beer. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realise that.
But are you in agreement that these are two very different beers from an East Coast style and a West Coast style? Which is basically what I was trying to get at. They're two very, very different beers.
Like, it's Biggie versus Tupac.
Yeah. And I have to say, I'm more of a Wu-Tang man.
Right.
Yeah.
I only like the Beastie Boys when it comes to hip hop.
Well, yeah, they're East Coast.
Are they? Oh yeah, New York.
Yeah.
Is that on the East Coast? Yeah, wicked.
Wicked cool. Well, I think we're going to about wrap this up because we've been rambling on for quite some time. Anything you'd like to add?
Competition.
Mm.
What's the competition?
What you want? You've just said competition. Then you want me to come up with
competition.
a competition?
Yeah, it's competition time. I tell you what. Post your favourite hop, and if it's the hop that I've got written down in front of me, we'll give you a free can of beer.
Oh my god, that's the lamest of competitions. Why don't we just do same again next week? Sorry, same again. Same.
No, because we're only going to get 2 replies again, ain't we?
Yeah, it's true. Hop. Yeah, go on then. Hop.
What's your
What
favourite
hop am I thinking of?
Don't not like that. Post your favourite hop. Next week we'll review a beer with that hop, and everybody who posts a favourite hop gets a free can of beer.
Alright.
That's super generous.
Yeah.
We could be liable for hundreds of cans of beer going out because this podcast is so popular. Terms and conditions apply.
There's a small print. Quick, write it up.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's been emotional. We've tried some great beers. I think on balance, 5 beers in one podcast is probably a bit too much. because I'm getting to the point where I couldn't see the wood for the trees.
I'm pissed, mate.
Already?
I'm shit-faced. I've had enough of these hops, though. I might have a can of cider next.
Oh, dear. On that note, thanks for listening to Chat Beer Get Banged, and we'll see you next week.
Twat.
Twat.